All right, Craig Button usually joins us on Tuesdays. Last week, he had to join us on Wednesdays because Jamie McLennan was flying. He says he's a prima donna. This week, Craig Button needed to move from Tuesday to Wednesday. And I'll just say this, Craig. Noodle said nothing but great things about you.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't say anything negative about me. Like he has nothing in the drawer to say. And I think that I said he's a diva, not a prima donna.
Oh, sorry,
that's diva. Right. Yeah, okay.
That's a difference.
Prima donnas are like poodles. Divas are like cats. Like they know that they're good, right?
That's a great comparison.
Hey, I love the way you're Royal Pizza. I don't know if I ever told you a Royal Pizza story during the pandemic, during COVID, World Junior 2021. So we would order in Royal Pizza, and then we would have it we'd sit in the hallways. I mean, and just have a few drinks and eat our Royal Pizza. It was phenomenal. I mean, restaurants weren't open; they only delivered, right?
Yeah.
So that's how we would do it down at the old. It's now the Sandman. It was the Sutton Hotel where we stayed during the 2021. Great pizza.
That's a great. I mean, I know it wasn't ideal having to be stuck in your rooms, but that Royal Pizza all the time, I'd probably suck it up a little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, we were doing okay. Like, might not have had an abundance of people around, but it was okay.
All right, so Craig, Stuart Skinner last night faces 30 shots, stopped them all. High danger scoring chances were 14-3.
Doesn't matter.
We had one guy today text in and said, was he really excellent or was he simply just doing his job and doing what he's paid to do, stop the puck? I mean, yeah, that's his job. He's paid to stop the puck, but he was excellent last night. Like, I know a lot of people in this market don't want to admit it, but Stuart Skinner was the reason they beat the New York Rangers last night, wasn't he?
There's no question about it. I mean, Stuart Skinner, they win that game because of Stuart Skinner, not for any other reason. Like, and the goaltender has to do the job. And I said last night on TSN, but it's still the elephant in the room, because you go back a week ago and you watch what happened against the Calgary Flames in the season opener, and then you see what he did last night, and that's the elephant in the room. You don't know what you're getting with Stuart Skinner. You don't know. I laugh when, was it Martin that said, should we start Skinner on Thursday?
Yeah.
It's a legitimate question.
Oh.
Because what we have seen from Stuart Skinner. Now, I don't know if you guys know this. I have watched Stuart Skinner play since he was in Bantam, playing with that great Southside AAA team that won the Western Canada Nationals. Like Quenneville was on the team. I mean, they had a phenomenal team. David Quenneville was on the team.
Yeah.
And I give Stuart massive credit for getting to the NHL and doing what he's done. But Stuart has always been up and down. He was up and down in junior. He's been up and down in the NHL. He's been in and out. And the elephant in the room is you don't know what Stuart Skinner you're going to get, and you don't know what Stuart you're going to get on any given game or any month or any week. You get a good goaltender for a stretch, and then you get a goaltender that can't play, literally can't play. That's a problem. That's the elephant in the room. And the Edmonton Oilers know it. They know it. And they have to address it. You cannot have that type of goaltending when it matters.
You said he's been up and down forever. Can somebody kick that? Like, can he somehow change that? Or because if he continues like this, then I fully agree with what you're saying. But have you seen a goalie, I guess, in the past who was an up and down guy who eventually sorted out, or can guys just not get over that hump?
I don't think they can. I think the one thing what's been the one consistency in Stuart Skinner's game? Inconsistency, up and down, in and out play. Like, he's 26 years old. Like what? You think so from the time he was 14 now, all of a sudden, like in 12 years, I'm going to flip a switch? I'm going to get to another team that has a goaltending issue too, and I think they have a pretty big one. But at the same time, this is what he is. And listen, I have no problem saying the Edmonton Oilers know what they have. I don't think there's any question. The question is, are you going to continue on hoping that Stuart Skinner performs at the right times at a high level?
Craig, just switching gears a bit and moving over to one Jack Roslovic. Sometimes I like to sit back and go online, and this fan base can either be highly analytical or just strictly eye test. And there's no middle ground, really, when it comes to those two things. Zeros across the board last night in the stat line, but hasn't really played in a meaningful game in some time. We know him getting kind of back into shape. Just your thoughts on him last night. I know it's early days, but thoughts on last night and where you kind of see him working his way and making a nest in this lineup, so to speak.
Well, I'd like to see the grades for every other skater in that game last night. Because if you're going to pick out Jack Roslovic wearing number 28 and start picking on him, the Edmonton Oilers were terrible. They were no good.
Yeah, Draisaitl had a horrible game as well last night. Yeah.
Yeah. So look at the eye test. I have said this a number of times. Jack Roslovic is a really nice signing for the Edmonton Oilers. Like, I don't care how he played last night. The bottom line is he's going to fit in to do a lot of different things for this team. There was times last night he's playing on the top line. That's okay. And he can swing through the lineup. You need that. When Tomášek looks like he's really settling in nice. When you are looking at trying to add players, and there's no downside on Jack Roslovic, there's no downside on Tomášek. To me, Tomášek's really showing me that he's acclimating pretty nicely at 29 years of age to the NHL. And I think Jack, last year, what he did last year in Carolina on a good team cannot be dismissed. And I think Jack is going to be really solid here for the Edmonton Oilers. I have those are the types of signings that are going to pay off, like when you get into the hard games, because it gives coaches flexibility, it gives coaches options, and you can mix things up. But I think Jack, it's a $1.5 million. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a bargain deal. If it works out, it's going to look absolutely brilliant. I'm glad you brought up Tomášek because, they have, when Hyman comes back and wherever they fit Roslovic in, and Mangiapane was on the top line last night, they got guys he can move around. But I think he's got a mind to play with pretty offensive players. Am I wrong on that? Like, how do you think he ends up settling in? He had 2 or 3 great net drives last night. Like, I've really sort of become a fan of this guy here in a very brief time. But where do you think he fits in?
Yeah, I would say this, Dustin, quickly to what you've liked about him. He doesn't dip a toe in the water. He drives. He plays on after it and pushes to the net. Like, what I see Tomášek being is I'd like to see him just settle in as a really good third line center, and then give him power play time and give him those offensive chances, because they don't have somebody like him. Hyman is, but you look at a second power play unit, you look at trying to mix it up a little bit, and I never think there's anything negative about trying to do different things on the power play. But I like what Tomášek is able to do. And he's heavy. He leans in on people. And now you're trying to grind down opponents. You're trying to grind them down. And I think that he can do that. He looks like a player that's no fun to play against, because he might not punish you, but he's just dead weight on you, and he's playing direct. I like that about him. If the early indication after 3 games is that he's only going to get better.
All right, let's go early indication on Howard and Savoy. What have you thought of those guys so far?
Yeah, Matty's had his flashes.
Yeah.
Isaac Howard looks like he needs some seasoning. The game looks a little bit above his grasp right now. And when he first went to the University of Minnesota Duluth, he came out of the national team development program, really top end player, a first round draft pick. He really struggled. He really struggled that first year at UMD. And Scott Sandlin, who's a heck of a coach there, he understood that. He understood he was a first round draft pick, and Isaac went to the portal, and even when he went over to Michigan State, there was a little bit of time that he needed. But if it's me, I'm sending him down to Bakersfield. Yeah, I don't want him. I want him to gain some offensive confidence at the NHL level. Matty's got the speed. I think that Matty's had a couple of chances. He's had a few opportunities. I think that to me, he give him a little bit more time. I don't think by having both of them around right now that, because you're going to run into an issue with too many players.
Yeah.
And to me, Isaac Howard would be going down.
Craig, I got to know, you said you were going to get to another team that has a goaltending issue. Who is it?
The Vegas Golden Knights, Aiden Hill. He's another up and downer, in and outer. And he looks like he might have got hurt again last night. I do. I think they have an issue.
Vegas has been pretty aggressive about
and
things.
He won a cup. Yeah. And remember, he came in as the third goaltender.
Yeah,
there was a lot of things and then give him full marks for doing what he did. But I think they got an issue too. I think he's too in and out, up and down. And then he's got the injury woes.
Extensions off the ice and on the ice in Montreal. All positive signs that thing is heading in the right direction.
Listen, I think it's terrible. Mac Ramello will tell you the same thing. He's probably totally disappointed that they signed those guys. Hudson, Hughes, Gorton. I'm kidding. Obviously, I hope everybody knows I'm kidding. But they've done a nice job. The hardest thing for an owner to do is to be convinced that we're going to do the rebuild. We're going to do it. And Jeff Molson said, okay, we're going to do it. Now, that's hard. Now, even harder is to execute. Gorton and Hughes have executed. They've executed brilliantly. And a lot of teams go down that path, and it doesn't end up, and you end up mired in the throes of mediocrity for a long time. I was watching the San Jose game last night versus Carolina, and I really like what Mike Weir's doing. Boy, are they far off.
Yeah.
Boy, it's a game I'm watching last night. Like, you're watching the game and you're going, oh, this is nice. It's like watching a top soccer team play a friendly against a Division II team that's 5 kilometers over just to help their fans.
Craig, as always, man, we love having you, and thanks for joining us.
And I would start Skinner on Thursday.
I knew you would. I knew you would. All right, there you go. That is Craig Button. See you later, Craig.
We got a clip. Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, that's I was watching that. Oh, this is nice.
This is nice.
He's right about, like, San Jose has some good young pieces.
Sure.
But overall, that thing's a mess still.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know how they get it on track, but Celebrini, Smith, Eklund, some of these guys that they've got. They got some young kids who are. You know what it feels like? It feels like the Hall, Eberle, Nuge days.
Sure, yeah.
You're looking at it like, man, they got some skill in this team, but then you're like, oh yeah, but they signed a Keaton in the offseason. Like that type of thing.
But again, that's why, this is nice. I mean, that really sums it all up, doesn't it?
This is nice.
This is nice.